Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new, and Happy New Year. I hope your new year is off to a fantastic start. I honestly cannot believe that it's already January 1st, 2025, but here we are. 2024 seemed like it was gone in a flash. I actually want to take the first couple weeks of 2025 here to kind of go back and reminisce about some of my favorites from 2024. So obviously in today's video, we are going to be talking about my top 5 perfume favorites from 2024, but I have a bunch of different categories that I'll be sharing over the next couple of weeks here. So I have favorites for hair care, body care, makeup, skincare. We will also tackle home fragrance favorites. So there is much to discuss. I discovered a lot of really great things in 2024. Definitely some things that carried over from previous years were still favorites in 2024. So the way that I went ahead and selected all of the products for these different categories was just to kind of sit down and think about the products that, one, were the most useful to me, gave me the most benefits, products that I got the most enjoyment out of, products that I would absolutely hands down recommend to a friend of mine. So it was hard to do. Picking 5 is definitely difficult in all of the categories, and I can tell you right now that it was particularly tough for this first video here. I actually sat down in our master bedroom closet last night where I keep all of my personal fragrances, and I grabbed a little glass of wine, and I just literally smelled through all of my fragrances, and I started off with a list of, I'm not kidding you, 30, and then just continued to whittle down to these top 5 here. So these are perfumes that definitely brought me the most joy. These were perfumes that were some of my most complimented fragrances. The vast majority, honestly, I have had for a little while. A couple of them were new last year. So, but yeah, it was a difficult category for me, but I'm very excited to share these. So as always, I will list and link everything that I'm sharing in the description box down below. If you would like to go purchase yourself a new fragrance for the new year and any of these scents float your boat, or you want to read up other people's reviews or look at just a little bit more in-depth information, again, I'll have everything linked and listed down below. So have at it if you're interested. Before we actually get into these favorites, one of the things that I want to share is actually my favorite body lotion to apply prior to spraying the perfume on my skin. If there is one tip that I can give you, and if you haven't been doing this, I'm telling you, I think it's gonna make a really big difference. But if you are not applying your fragrances on moisturized skin, I will tell you right now, it absolutely extends the life of your fragrance. And I also think it happens to help with the overall just intensity of the fragrance as well. It just helps your skin hold on to the scent better. So I always like to moisturize my skin immediately after stepping out of the shower while my skin is still damp, so that all of that water that is currently on my body can hopefully be absorbed into my skin. So I'm essentially locking that water in by applying a body lotion over top. And my favorite unscented, absolutely fantastic, great for everybody body lotion recommendation is this one right here. This is the Paula's Choice Daily Replenishing Body Cream. This has shea butter as well as ceramides in it. I actually love this for my eczema. If you are someone who deals with eczema, this is such a great body lotion for that. But it's also just intensely nourishing and hydrating and completely unscented. So that's kind of the best thing about this particular lotion, is that whatever fragrance you apply over top is the fragrance that this lotion will essentially be for the remainder of the day. So really any unscented body lotion would be a great option, but this is just one that I have come to love over the years and have repurchased multiple times. It's just a great product in its own right. Another thing you can do is if you can find a body lotion that maybe has a similar type of fragrance note, maybe if you are wearing a lot of vanilla perfumes, if there is a kind of more generic vanilla scented body lotion that you think would pair well with all of your vanilla fragrances, apply a vanilla scented body lotion. But for me, I think just to give yourself the most flexibility, finding a body lotion that is unscented and applying that prior to putting on your fragrances is just going to make the biggest difference in the world. If you are struggling with the longevity of your fragrances, especially, try hydrating your skin first. All right, without further ado, let's get into these favorites. I'm going to go ahead and start with my most recent I guess, addition to my perfume collection. But I can tell you right now that in 2025, as soon as I finish this travel size, I will be purchasing the full size. This fragrance came highly recommended by a number of you, and you were spot on. I knew I was gonna love it. What is it? It is Nest Vanilla Bourbon, you guys. Oh my gosh, okay, I love this one. I have not applied perfume yet today, so this is going to be my choice. Already moisturized my skin, so that's all set to go. But let me just show you, first of all, the gorgeous atomizer. Absolutely perfect. Just has the nicest spritz, distributes the perfume beautifully onto your skin. Oh my gosh, this is the most stunning vanilla. I will have the actual fragrance notes going across the screen for all of these scents. So obviously also I will have them linked down below, so you can go read up more about the fragrances there. But this one here just has the most beautiful, sweet, perfumey, slightly woody, deeper, just very sophisticated vanilla that honestly, this rocks my world, you guys. If you are looking for a fragrance that would be a great date night scent, cannot recommend this one enough. If you are looking for a wonderful and absolutely perfect everyday option for the winter months, I think this is perfect for that. But honestly, I even see myself reaching for this one probably come this spring and summer. It is just incredibly addictive, incredibly beautiful and sophisticated. And the amount of compliments that I've received on this one already are pretty epic. People love this fragrance, and it's one that does incredibly well with my personal body chemistry. So thank you to all of you who pushed me to try this one. You were spot on. I should have just bought it as soon as it was released by Nest, because I tend to like a lot of Nest fragrances usually anyway. I think honestly this is one of their best. It's so, so good. And if you're at all interested in it, I cannot recommend it enough. Next, we have Commodity Milk Expressive. This particular fragrance, I honestly can't remember if I picked it up towards the beginning of 2024 or if I snagged this towards the end of 2023. It was during a time where I had already instituted a little rule for myself where when I'm purchasing a new fragrance, I have to get it in a travel size if a travel size is available, only because my perfume collection has gotten a little out of control over the years. But with this particular scent, I remember actually coming across it in store at Sephora. They had a travel size available, but as soon as I put it on my skin, I was like, yeah, I already know right now that I will be purchasing the full size. So I might as well put that, I don't know, I think maybe the travel size was like $32. I was like, I might as well put that $32 towards the larger size because I am immediately gonna come back and buy the larger size anyway. I love this fragrance. And this is another one where I get so many compliments on this particular scent. This is a very sweet, some people could consider this a little bit cloying, so it's one that I think you have to be careful with, but it's a very sweet, beautiful, delicious gourmand. Again, the notes will be going across the screen here, but the main kind of note that really is, I would say, the most noticeable in this particular scent is that sweet, like warm, gooey marshmallow note. Oh my gosh, it's absolute perfection. It's almost like the marshmallow is lightly toasted. This is incredibly unique, delicious, but also like there is a little bit of perfuminess to this one. Despite it being a gourmand, there is a little bit of depth at the base of this fragrance that definitely gives it a little bit of a perfumey vibe. But for the most part, when people have complimented me on this scent, they have used the words, "You smell delicious." I've heard the word delicious at least a handful of times when people are referencing this scent, because it really does smell, it smells edible. If you like that toasted marshmallow note, you're gonna love this scent. Honestly, I love it so much. I've worn it a number of times this year, and every single time, it just makes me feel like I'm wrapping myself in a warm, cozy, delicious hug. Can't get enough of it. It will always have a place in my perfume collection, and it's just delightful. So if you are in the market for something sweet and edible smelling, that Milk Expressive is absolutely worth checking out. The next fragrance is Philosophy Falling in Love. I have mentioned this particular fragrance so many times here on my channel. This is actually the perfume that I wore on my wedding day back in 2008. I chose my wedding day perfume very carefully because there is such an intense connection between scent and memory, and I knew that you know, if I wanted to be reminded of this amazing day that Craig and I shared, that I wanted it to be a fragrance that was fun, light, airy, something that was also pretty at the same time, but just mostly something that reminded me of how much fun we had on that day, because it flew by in a flash, but I just remember it being one of the funnest days of my life, and obviously one of the happiest days of my life as well. And this particular fragrance, you guys, is I think one of the perfect wedding perfumes. This has a stunning blackberry base. It is definitely a sweeter blackberry, but it also has a little bit of depth to it. Also here, you're gonna get a really beautiful, sweet, slightly perfumey vanilla. Again, very bright, very fruity, a very just, it's a pretty fragrance. I feel like that's the first word that always pops into my head when I stick my nose in this one. It just, pretty is the word that comes to mind. Very feminine. I don't think this one is overly sweet. And while it's not the longest lasting fragrance in my collection, it is one of the ones, again, that I tend to get the most compliments on. This would be, again, I think for others out there, a great wedding day fragrance, but also just a wonderful fragrance for the spring and summer. It's light, it's airy, it's fun, it's fruity, and I don't know, I just don't think you can go wrong with this one. So I love Philosophy Falling in Love, and I hope that if you are in the market for something like this, that you decide to check this one out, because I honestly cannot recommend it enough. It is beautiful. All right, the last two are actually from the same brand. I don't think the first one will surprise you, and I also don't think the second one will surprise you either. So I'm gonna get started with the 7 Virtues. Duh, of course this was gonna be a part of this video. This is Vanilla Woods. This is actually my second bottle, second or third, I don't know, but I just today I finished a travel size of this one from my purse. So anyway, I've been through a couple of these bottles here. This particular fragrance, you guys, listen. It is so, this vanilla is a very deep, very sophisticated, very musky, slightly woody vanilla. It is one that whenever I apply this, it again gives me that feeling of being wrapped in a warm hug. It smells cozy, but it also smells sophisticated at the same time. I just adore this so much. There's a beautiful musk note that runs throughout this that kind of helps to tie all of the different notes together. This one is not only a powerhouse in terms of the projection of the fragrance, but also the lasting power of the 7 Virtues fragrances, I think is absolutely incredible. If you have never tried any of the fragrances from the 7 Virtues, they are fabulous. I have a number of favorites from them. This Vanilla Woods was my very first purchase, and no regrets. Obviously, I have repurchased it since the initial purchase, so that really says a lot. This is one of those fragrances that will forever have a place in my perfume collection as long as this company is still around. I don't imagine that this is one of the fragrances that they would discontinue. They have discontinued a couple of their scents, and I always kind of get nervous about them taking the Vanilla Woods away, but I don't think that they ever would, because I think this is actually their top seller. So my fingers are crossed that I can have access to this one for all eternity, because it really does rock my world. And if you're looking for a new, deeper, more sophisticated vanilla, I don't think you can go wrong with this one at all. So definitely worth checking out. And let's finish it off with the 7 Virtues Coconut Sun. Okay, listen, for the last like 2 or 3 years, every single summer, I have gone out of my way to find all of the delicious, amazing, beachy, coconutty, fresh, salty ocean air type perfumes. And the very best one that I think I have come across is the 7 Virtues Coconut Sun. I started with the travel size, and I still have a little tiny bit left in my travel size. I'm actually going to be popping that into my purse, and then this full size, which I've already put a little bit of a dent into, will just live in my closet. But man, you guys, if you are in the market for a absolutely perfect, beachy, salty ocean air, but a definite like high dose of coconut and maybe like a hint of like a tropical floral, there is no better fragrance out there than this Coconut Sun. It is perfection. This literally makes me feel like I'm back in Hawaii on a beach. It just smells like a tropical paradise. And here's the funny thing, as much as I love all of these delicious coconutty, yummy, beachy scents, I absolutely hate the beach. I hate hot weather. If you were to give me the opportunity to either receive a free trip to Tahiti or a free trip to Banff, Canada in the middle of winter, I would hands down 10 out of 10 times pick Canada over Tahiti. I don't like humidity. I don't like heat. It makes me feel sweaty and gross. But what I do like is the smells of the tropical places on this planet. I just don't need to visit them myself. So, but if you are one of those people that really maybe gets a little bummed out during the winter and you need a pick-me-up, something that will give you hope of, you know, summer coming down the pipeline here in just a few short months, this is the type of fragrance that you need. It's gonna put you in a better mood. It smells exactly like you are living at the beach. It's just a happy summery fragrance. And the coconut that's in here is definitely more of a creamy, perfumey coconut, and it blends incredibly well with that like salty ocean air vibe that they have captured so perfectly in this scent. Honestly, I've tried a lot of these like coconutty concoctions, like I said, over the last couple of years. This one, hands down, one of the best, no complaints. The longevity is incredible. The overall projection is, I would say, quite intense. So if you are looking for a perfume that is not subtle in this particular category, I would say Coconut Sun is gonna be your girl. So anyway, you guys, these are the top 5 picks for 2024. Like I said, we started out with a whole lot more, but after a glass of wine, it was a little easier to narrow these down. So anyway, I want to know what your, maybe you don't have to do top 5. Let me know what your 2 or 3 favorite fragrances were from 2024. Let me know if you have any recommendations for me. Obviously, you guys give fabulous recommendations. You were not wrong about the Nest Vanilla Bourbon, so I will take more recommendations from you. Let me know what they are in the comments down below. Like I said, if you're interested in picking up any of these scents here, I will have them listed and linked in the description box down below. I really appreciate you being here. I am so excited to share more of these favorites with you, so stay tuned for tomorrow. And we're gonna be talking about another top 5. I think we're gonna probably do skincare tomorrow, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.